All right, so you are pro New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Geno is against them.
Say, of course.
Of course.
Of course. I'm
She's an
assuming
actress.
you've got some. But you're practically perfect in every way, so why would you? Geno is against them. Shocking. I don't remember who won last time, even though it was just a week ago.
I'm guessing Joanne.
I think I won.
Yeah. So we'll let Geno go first, and then we will get the rebuttal. Geno, why should I not invest in New Year's resolutions?
First of all, I don't even think Joanne is pro New Year's resolutions because no one is. All right.
Pro-choice.
Here's when I stopped having New Year's resolutions. When I became a fucking grown-up. No one makes New Year's resolutions for real. They make them on the 1st and they're done by the 3rd. It's something they talk about when they're drunk, trying to pick up a hooker that they don't know is a hooker.
Pick up a hooker. You just have to have money.
Look, you're sitting there at a New Year's Eve party and you're like, hey, let's make conversation. What's your resolution? I've never in my life bumped into anyone in March, let alone November, where they're like, wow, I'm really killing it with this New Year's resolution. Wow, I am really I have not yelled the N-word in fucking 3 months at an NBA game. No one does that. No one really fucking talks. If you know anyone that talks about a New Year's resolution in February, let alone November, then kill them. Because they're not real. They're not real.
Geno, I want everyone to see, if we can have the camera on both of us, examples of no New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions.
Geno is 23.
Geno, sometimes it is good to set aspirations. I said aspiration.
Okay. What do you aspire to this year, Jono?
You know what? And that's the other thing. Some people set these lofty goals. No, you got to be really general. In the past, they've been, be kind to myself. Pretty easy to do all year round. Another one.
I was kind to myself this morning, and I almost missed the subway.
And you know what? If you
were doing it on the subway.
Yeah, hold on one sec, Jeff. I was jerking off.
And had you made that a New Year's resolution, the cops might have let it slide.
A real New Year's resolution would be to be able to clear my socks, but not important.
Oh, wow.
Too much. Too much.
Another New Year's resolution I've set in the past was to be a good friend. And as a result, I've been in 75,000 weddings.
So that's a point for Geno.
Also, Geno, just because you make a New Year's resolution does not mean you need to talk about it. You're talking about all those annoying people who bring up New Year's resolutions. You don't need to.
It's not a resolution if you don't talk about it. I'm sorry to interrupt because that's a brilliant point, but it's a life goal. I have a lot of goals I don't talk about. A lot of them.
Maybe you should start.
Less gay porn. That's not a resolution.
God.
That's a self-fucking goal.
She would come in earlier if you adhered to that resolution. Jesus fucking
I don't
Christ.
pick them. Back to you, Joe.
You
I'm
live
just
them.
saying that, and that's a great point. No one that has control of their life, a New Year's resolution is something that you need to talk about. It's not like, has anyone ever said, hey, what's your New Year's resolution? Well, it's just for me. It's never just for you. It's, hey, look what I'm doing this year.
Well, by definition, hers is for her because she just wants to be kinder to herself.
Oh, stop. Stop it.
Joe, rebuttal?
I view it, let's talk, because we're both Catholics. I always view it as Lent, when everyone gives up something for Lent. People talk about it all the time, how awful it is, giving something up. Well, I once heard a priest say, why give something up? Add to your life for Lent. So that's what I do. I try to pray before I fall asleep.
Now, I wasn't religious, but my ex was, because for Lent last year, she gave up on us. She gave up on us.
You know what?
She just gave up on us.
Garrett, I think that he wins.
Gave up.
He wins, but he actually loses.
All right, well, speaking of, I don't like either of them, so I can't judge this.
Thanks,
so we'll go to our actual judge.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Jeff. You can't tell me you haven't missed this.
How could she miss it? We did one last week.
All improv, young lady. This asshole.
I actually don't know who's going to win.
Steve!
Oh, yeah. Let me hear you chew.
The Honorable Judge, yes.
That's very ASMR.
Pathetic Geno.
Oh!
That's not even a win.
Pathetic Geno.